Alright guys, so recently I've been getting quite a lot of questions about do I use If It Fits Your Macros, what's my current macronutrient intake, or am I counting my macros, etc. So I really want to take this opportunity to update you guys on what my views on the If It Fits Your Macros diet and why I don't use it. So first of all, before I get into it, I am going to say people have clearly shown that If It Fits Your Macros is effective to get shredded, and it is effective to get the bulk and build a lot of muscle. However, there is big problems that I have with it, but it's not necessarily the diet itself, it's the way people use it. And I think a big problem is that a lot of people use the diet to completely change their basis of nutrition. And what I mean by that is instead of having a lot of good quality complex sources of carbohydrates, good quality sources of protein, fiber, micronutrients and fats, people are completely changing their diet and adding in a lot of chemical filled foods which are highly processed and a completely detrimental ingredient list. And what I mean by that is that although people may say a carb's a carb or a protein's a protein, if you compare an organic chicken breast, which is as close to nature as possible, and you grill that, for example, compared to having a frozen Chinese chicken dish, well, if you compare that, although it may have the same amount, say you make the dish to have the same amount of proteins, carbohydrates and fats, whenever you eat those two, they're going to have completely different effects on your digestive system. And what I mean by that is that Chinese food, which is frozen, is going to have a lot of chemicals. The chicken is going to have way more, completely different hormones injected into it compared to the organic one. And if you did look at the chicken, it's going to have steroids, antibiotics all inside of that. The sauce, which the Chinese is usually come with, it's going to have, the sauce is going to be filled with sugar, it's going to be filled with colors, chemicals, which are going to have a negative effect on your body. So what I really want to get across in this video is that although If It Fits Your Macros is effective for fat loss, it's not necessarily effective for keeping a healthy body. And although you may be healthy now, I'm thinking about the future. I don't want to be in amazing shape until I'm 30. I want to be in amazing shape until I'm 90 and still healthy and functioning fully in every single aspect. I want to still be able to build a lot of muscle, have a lot of strength and get shredded. But I still want to be healthy all over. A lot of people aren't thinking about the future and they're just seeing a Pop-Tarts as a good quality breakfast. Eating Pop-Tarts, although it may give you energy from the carbohydrates, it is a very poor source. And the reason for that is it is highly processed. And your body isn't designed to digest that type of food. And a lot of foods nowadays are genetically modified. And if you were getting an absolute cocktail of all these different chemicals, steroids, antibiotics, genetically modified foods, it really is going to have a detrimental effect on your body. That is guaranteed. However, you still can get shredded, you still can build muscle. And I think the best way to use If It Fits Your Macros diet is have a solid base nutrition plan, which is high in micronutrients, fiber, lean protein, good quality sources of carbohydrates and fats, and then use If It Fits Your Macros to fit in that food, which isn't going to be considered clean or healthy, and it may be highly processed, and use If It Fits Your Macros as a way to fit that in, so you can stay focused and satisfied on your cut that you may be using, or on the bulk that you may be doing. So that's the problem that I have with it. If It Fits Your Macros, that's the way I think it should be used. But for me, there's no need for me to do it. I'm able to bulk up and I'm able to shred just by simply making different dietary choices for myself. Because I've been lifting for a long period of time, I can tell how much protein there's going to be in a chicken breast. I can tell how much carbs there's going to be in the potatoes that I'm taking in. So there's no real need for me to count my macros. However, it is a great way for you to monitor how much you're taking in. Try and keep the food choices that you're making as healthy and clean as possible, and then occasionally fit in maybe a dirty food. So there you have it, guys. There's my views on If It Fits Your Macros. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Boom!